get ready and start. All right, yep, put on mute. Oh, Rosemary, good morning. Really? Really early? Roll your shoulders back and around. That's it. All right, big shoulder rolls. And then reverse the shoulder rolls. And then we're going to take a pivot side to side. Pivoting on the ball of the foot. Up, 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 like this. Like that. Does that help? Oh, my ears just went out. It's okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay, because one of my earphones just went out. I don't know why. All right, so we're just rotating side to side. Sorry for those of you at home. 3, 2, and 1. Take a big breath and bring the arms up. And then come down, bend your knees, drop your hips, walk your hands only halfway forward, and work your heels down towards the floor, chest towards your thighs, let your head hang down. Take your right hand to your left foot, twisting a little bit to the outside as much as you can get at this early time in the morning. 3, 2, and 1. Switch arms. Left hand, right foot, shin or ankle. Knees are bent as much as you need them bent. Work your hands down to the floor and walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees, squat, round your back, arch your back, squat, and then roll all the way up to standing. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, come on down. Walk your hands out only halfway. Downward dog, but a short dog. Right hand, left ankle, twist underneath. Inhale back to center and switch to the other side. Twist, twist. Come on back to center. Bend your knees, walk your hands back in, hands on thighs, drop your hips, and then round your spine. Arch your back and round your back as you roll all the way up. One more time, bring the arms up. Exhale, come on down, squat down. Walk your hands out just halfway. Straighten your legs, right hand, left ankle. Twist. Back to center, switch sides. Good, back to center, walk your hands back. One more time. Bring your hands on your thighs, drop your hips. Stay here now. Round your back, tuck your tailbone. Arch your back. Round your back, roll all the way up slowly. And you're starting. Pick up some weights for bent over rows. We've got 3 sets of 10 reps today. Arms, back, and core. So, hi, Joe. I didn't see you. Okay, good morning. All right, bend your arms, bend your knees, 10 bent over rows. You can have your hands in whatever position feels right to you. All right, set up your cameras so I can see you all. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9. Try to stay with the class. Even if you have to modify, don't walk out of the room and shut off your camera. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand up. Okay, bicep curls. If you need to adjust your weights, go ahead for 2 lighter or heavier weights. In 3, 2, let's go curl. All the way up and down. 2, we're just doing 10 reps right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 1 more. Good. Put your weights down. Most likely some of you are going to go to a lighter weight for side raises. All right? Maybe a 5, maybe a 3, maybe a 2, maybe a 10. All right, 10 side raises coming from the side of your body. Shoulder height only in 3, 2, let's go. You could bend your arms a lot. 9, 8. Good. 7, 6. Palms down towards the floor. 5. If you feel tension in your neck, drop your chin. 4, 3. 2 more times. 1 more time. Good. Put it down. So today, we're doing mostly upper body and core. We do have some lower body when we get to the floor. I didn't need to make that rhyme. Second set of bent over rows. All right, adjust your weights. These are big muscles. You can use bigger weights if you have them. If you don't have them, by them now. Okay? Bend over in 3, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stand up. So I think every set has a back exercise in it, an arm exercise, and then a shoulder exercise. At least in the beginning, I believe. I think we go through the whole thing. All right, bicep curls in 3, 2, 1. If you want to make them no, don't make them hammers because we're going to do hammers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, on to the side raises. If you need to do a really bent arm side raise, you can go like such, or you can go a little bit wider with your arms. If your weights are heavy, then go just with that bent arm. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last one coming up. 1, good, put it down. All right, take a little shoulder roll. We've got our third and final set of this 3 exercises, or these 3 exercises. Bent over rows are first. Everybody pick up your heaviest set of weights if you can. 3, 2, let's go. 10, 9, 8, bend over. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. One more time. Good, stand up, change your weights if you need to for your last set of bicep curls. If you need to do alternating arms, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. 3, 2, here we go, curl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, put it on down. Go to a lighter weight if you need it. Last set of side raises. And just like that, we're done with our first set. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Good. All right. Take a short break. Just for those of you who came late, if you don't have a band, one of these is great because we're doing it for upper body. Go grab your bands. If you don't have it, grab a towel. Okay? Second set or second circuit, we start with rear delts, also in this bent over position, arms out, shoulder height, chin tucked to the chest to release any tension that might come in your neck and shoulders. See what weight you want to use for this. All right, pick it up, bend over, bend your knees. In 3, 2, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. One more. Good. We've got tricep kickbacks. Arms are here. So it's still a little bit of a bent over position. I think all of us can do those, right? For tricep kickbacks. So use whatever weight is good for you. In 3, 2, go. Don't use too heavy a weight and you can't extend your arms. 3, but don't use too light a weight that you're just floating through it. 5, 6, 7, 8, one more, 10. Good. Now, For the next exercise, it's upright rows. You can use 2 weights, heavy, light, or 1 heavier weight. I'm going to go for 1 heavier weight. All right? 10 of these. All right, so it's an upright row. Elbows are higher than shoulders. Elbows are higher than wrists. There's no trapping up here. So keep your shoulder blades down. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good. 4, 3, 2 more. 1 more. Good. Put it down if you need to. You probably will need to for your rear delts, smaller muscle, so you might want to go with a little bit lighter weight. Bend your knees to pick up your weights. Get in that hinge forward position. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, strong abs. 7, 6, tension in the neck, chin to chest. 5, 4, there's a breeze, Michelle. 3, 2 more. 1 more. Here's the cold front. And stand up. Just came through. All right. Bend over, kickbacks in 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, upright rows, light, medium, or heavy. It's a small muscle, but you could do a little heavier depending on your shoulders. Karen, you might want to be like me and watch it. Go a little bit lighter if you need to. 3, 2, here we go, upright rows. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, are you frozen? Oh, okay. 3, 2, and 1. Wasn't sure, Rosemary, if you were frozen or what. Can never tell with our Zoom, right? All right, final set. We've got our rear delts, rear flies. Get ready, bend the knees, hinge forward. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more. Good, stand up, stretch it out. 2 arm kickbacks in 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, put those weights down if you need to. Switch it up for our last set of upright rows. Upright rows. 4, 3, 2, let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more. That's it. All right. Now, this is where we're going to use our bands. So our next set is a band set to start with our back exercises. A heavy band would be great. I don't know where all my new ones are. So I'm just going to stick with this one, I guess. Okay. So for me, I tend to put my thumbs in here, bring my arms up. We're going to pull the band down as we do. We pull the elbows and shoulders towards each other. So if you don't have a heavy band, right, and you can do this with a towel, by the way. All right, so if you don't have a band, or it's, you don't think you're getting enough resistance out of it, use a towel. All right, thumbs in, or you could have your arms resting around, the band resting around the wrist. We're going to bring it down to our collarbones as opposed to behind the head. In 3, 2, go. 10, squeeze your shoulders together. So when you come back, I know you can't see because I'm wearing a shirt, I want you to pull your shoulder blades together. 4, 5, 6, squeeze them together, 7, 8, you know, you can create your own tension with the tension of the band or the weight, and 10. Good, bring it up and you're gonna go into your hammer curls. You can, if you want, put your band above your forearm or on your forearms for your hammer curls as well. Want to try a set? Let's try it. All right, 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, oh, it's challenging. 7, 6, 5, not at your elbows, make sure it's not on a joint. 4, 3, yeah, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Good, okay. Let's take the band off. The next set is an overhead rotational twist. So it's a diagonal push and you're pivoting on the foot of the leg, of the arm that has the weight. Easy for you to say. All right, let's get started with that. Arms up, 3, 2, right arm first for me. 10, I'm gonna end up going light on these because I know I get sloppy when my shoulders are tired. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put the weight down. Go back to your bands. Okay. So create additional tension with your own body. Just squeezing your shoulders together, activating your biceps. All right, arms up. 3, 2, pull down to your collarbone, squeeze 1. Elbows squeeze towards midline of your back. Shoulders squeeze towards midline of your back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Squeeze. Good. If you want to keep the band again around your forearms, just again, not at a joint, so not on your wrist, not on your elbows. All right, pick up your weights for your dumbbells for your hammer times. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7. So you get this additional resistance. 6, 5. Who's doing it? 4, Joe. Maria, good. 3, 2, Michelle, I think I can't see, and 1, Karen, I think, and I can't see. Okay, awesome, guys. All right, take your bands off. We're going to go to the overhead rotating presses. Pick up your weights at your shoulders. Pivot on the same foot of the arm that is punching up or reaching up. In 3, 2, go. 1, 2. So you're crossing. 3, 4, 5. You're just pivoting your body. 6, your upper body. 7, well, your lower body. 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Awesome. And just like that, we're on our 3rd round. All right. Sometimes it goes really fast. Sometimes it takes forever. All right. Bands either around your wrists, your 4 above your wrist, but or in your thumbs in between, or in between your hands. Like, what was that called? You know that game? Forgot what it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Arms up. 3, 2. Cat's cradle. Thanks, Deb. And go. 1. Yeah. 2. The closer I get to my new age, the worse my memory becomes. 3, 4. Squeeze. 5, 6. I'm so glad you are younger, my friends. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bicep curls. One more set. Try to challenge yourself by putting the band on if you have it. Just for, excuse my French, shits and giggles. Okay? 3, 2, hammer time. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ahoo. All right. Overhead diagonal presses, rotational. Pick up your weights, bring them to your shoulders in 3, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Roll it out a little bit. We're going to go back to the bands for the next set. Again, a towel is fine. Bandana towel is fine. All right. Same positioning of the band above your wrist or in between your hands, cat's cradle style. And all we're going to do is, actually we're going to hold it this way. Pull back, squeeze back, and release. So squeeze, release. Elbows are shoulder height. Pick up your bands. First set. 3, 2, go. Squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to bring your shoulder blades to kiss each other. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 1 and release. Okay, overhead triceps. Overhead triceps. 1 heavy, 2 heavy, 2 light. Weights over your head. If this doesn't work, go back to a kickback. Arms up overhead, elbows point forward. Palms to the sky. 3, 2, go. 1, 2. Try to keep your elbows right by your ears. 3, 4. Try not to let your ribs pooch out. That means you're kind of dumping into your lower back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Try to touch that weight between your shoulder blades and try to keep your wrists from breaking by pushing the weight up to the sky rather than bringing it forward. Okay, maybe lighter weights for Arnold presses. Your palms face into your body and then you press up overhead as you rotate the wrists and the shoulders. Okay, so you can use light weights, heavy weights, whatever you think you can do here. You can get some assistance from your hips without using your lower back. So everybody, palms face your body, right? So your hand is facing your face. 3, 2, press up overhead, rotate 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. 1. Awesome. Good. All right. We're going again. Band pull down or pull back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together or lat pull. Hold on to your band. 3, 2, go. Squeeze, release. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. 1 more. Good. Back to your overhead tricep press. So again, don't let your wrists break. Push straight up to the ceiling. Try to get the weight in between your 2 shoulder blades so you get a really nice stretch on the tricep on the way down. All right, arms up, palms to the sky the whole time. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8. So don't let your weight turn towards your camera. Keep it to the sky. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Ooh, Arnold's. Place your palms facing facing your body, your face. Pick up your weights. 3, 2, go. If you need to do alternating arms, that's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my hips are assisting me. 8, not my back. 9, one more. Awesome. Ooh, and down. All right, third and final. After this, we're going to hit the floor. You're going to take everything with you. Bands, weights, of course your mat, water towel. All right, last set. Elbows up, shoulder height, squeeze. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. That's it. Okay, I'm going to actually just put mine on the floor so I have it nearby. Overhead triceps. Elbows by your ears, palms up. 3, 2, 1. Good. If you got to lean in one direction, make it forward, not back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Great, great, great. Last set. Arnold's. Palms face you. Stand up with your weights. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more. Woo, yeah. Okay. Come on down to the floor. All right, take your mats, take your weights, take your bands, take your water and towel, take yourself down to the floor. All right. So the first set, well actually before we do a set, here's what I want you to do. Take one of your weights. You could do a heavy weight, a decently heavy weight. All right? Come on down. We're going to do one set of this before we go into our back, chest, and shoulders. Come on down, Sid. All right, everybody, grab a weight. You're going to do 7 Russian twists. 1, 2, 3. Okay, to 7. You're going to put the weight to the floor. Watch my first set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I leave the weight down. I come up and I do a side plank, and then I pick up the weight and I count on the other side. So you should be alternating side to side for 8. Yeah, maybe we'll do 10. All right, let's go for it. Take your weight up, 10 sets. All right, come on down to the floor. Yes, thank you for adjusting that. All right, 3. Cindy, I kind of see you. Okay, 2. Start on your right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now leave it on your right side. Come to your left side, lift your hips up. Come back down, pick up the weight. Start counting at your left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave it on your left side. Come up on your right side. Here comes 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come up. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come up. Good. 5, 2, halfway there. 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should end up on opposite sides each time. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 4 more, guys. Come on down. It's more like a dancer's bridge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be on that side. I can't remember what side I was on now. Sorry, guys. 6. So we're going to 7. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just keep going side to side. 8, 3 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come up. Last 2, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on up. Last 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come on up. There you go. All right. Any variation was great. All right, put 2 weights. Moderate, heavy, at the front of your mat. All right. Your towel will probably get lost. We're going to do 10 only Renegade Rows. Option, 5 on one arm, 5 on the other. 5 alternating for the full 10. On your knees, on your toes. Of course, preferably on your toes, shoulders over wrists. Renegade Rows are here and here. Now, even I am moving my hips a little bit more than I should. So the wider your legs, the more balanced you are. If that's not going to happen for you, you're on your knees, okay? But make sure your arms aren't back here. Try to keep your shoulders over your wrists so you also get some good strong core. Okay, we only have 10 of these. Get your feet nice and wide whether you're on your knees or on your toes. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, not so horrible. Come on down to your backs. Take those weights if they're your heavy weights. If not, go find your heavy weights. 2 of them. Pick them up. On your back. If you'd like to be in a bridge, that's fine. We're doing a chest press, but wide. So you can bring it down here and bring it wide outside of your chest and bring the arms back together overhead. All right? Legs up, hips up, you choose. 3, 2, 1. So go wider than your shoulders. 10, 9, 8, belly and ribs in. 7, 6, 5, 4. So get them wide. 3. Should feel like a big stretch on your shoulders. 2. 1 more. And bring the weights in and sit up. All right. We're going back to our hands and knees for something different. All right. So, a weight that you can do a side raise with, you're going to either stay on your hands and knees. One arm is going to be moving. Your right arm is going to move to the side. Or you can take your left leg behind you for balance. You could have the toes on the floor or in the air as you do 10 side raises with your arm. Fighting for your core as well. 3, 2, go. 10, 9. The leg can come up and down each time. It could stay down, it could stay up. 6, 5, it doesn't have to come up at all. 4, you could be on both knees. 3, 2 more. 1 more. And bring it down. Okay. So I gave you a lot of options to do there. So there's something that's doable. If being on your knees doesn't work, go back up to standing, okay? I did leave that out, but I just realized some of you may not be able to do that. Back to your Renegade Rows. Arms over shoulders, no shoulders over arms, shoulders over wrists. Legs wide, either on your knees or on your toes. We're only doing 10 of them, so try to keep your hips as steady as you can. In 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, I need to see you. 7, nice Maria. 6, good Deb. Everybody, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Move those weights off to the side. Grab your heaviest set of weights if that wasn't them. On your back, you choose what you want to do with your bottom body. Hands start together, but they open wide in 3, 2, it's a chest press though. 1, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Bring the weights in carefully, put them down, and we're back to that kneeling side raise. So again, if kneeling doesn't work for you, get onto your stand up. All right, you can take your left foot back, your right hand holds the weight. Left leg could be on the floor, on the knee, on the floor, in the air, up and down, you choose. 3, 2, other toes are tucked under. 1, go. 10, 9, 8, you should feel your abs. 7, 6, make sure your left hand is over your shoulder, or your shoulder's over your hand. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that was our second set. Oh, we're gonna stay right there for our Renegade Rows. Last time you have to do those today, maybe even in the entire month of October, this is your last Renegade Row. Maybe. Okay, take your feet wider than your hips, wider than your mat probably. 3, 2, go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, try not to wobble your hips, 2, 1, on your back. Last time for a wide chest press. Arms up, hips up, or down. Legs can be up or down. 3, 2, go wide on your arms. 10. Don't collapse your hips if they're in a bridge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep that back body strong. 8, 9. One more is 10. Awesome. Put your weights down. We've got our last kneeling right arm side raise. All right, right hand holds the weight. You choose what you're doing with your left leg. Tuck your right toes under for some balance. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, don't collapse your spine. 7, keep your ribs in. 6, keep your back flat. 5, 4, 3, 1 more. Oh, good. All right, good job. We're gonna get one set of abs in here for a second. On your back. So, we're gonna do the left arm, don't worry. Don't worry, left arm is coming. You think I would leave you uneven, guys? All right, your knees are bent on the floor. Listen for my cues, they're fairly easy to follow. Your back is down, your your pubic bone is tilted up. Head and shoulders are off the floor, elbows out to the side, do not crank your neck. In 3, 2, we've got 8 crunches. 8, 7, 6, let's make it 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 more. Now take your right knee bent. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right leg in the air. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left leg in the air, off the floor. 9, 8, 7, 6, doesn't have to be low. 5, 4, 3, 2, both feet on the floor. 10, 9, tilt. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left knee bends in the air. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left leg in the air. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, right leg off the floor, last 10, 10, 9. If you can't, bend it on the floor, keep going where you're at. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. All right, move your knees to the left side, twist. Twist to the other side. Let's finish up our upper body circuit. Come back to your kneeling position. Again, if kneeling doesn't work for your body, come back to standing. Okay, so we're going to take one of our heavy weights. Left leg forward. Right hand holds the weight. Left arm can rest on your thigh, but not, I don't want you to collapse your torso on your thigh. It's just resting there. Like if I move my arm, nothing changes in my upper body, okay? Right arm here. 3. Actually, I lied. We're doing both arms. Yeah. All right. So now you could be on both knees or still on the same knee. I'm sorry, it's just 10 of both arms. So left leg is down for the first one. 3, 2, go. 10, 9. Keep your chest and your belly glued to your thigh. 7, but not collapse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more. 1 more. Good. You know the difference between being glued to your body and collapsing on your body, right? You just don't move your torso up and down when it's glued. When you're collapsing, you're putting all your body weight onto it. I don't want that. On your back for flies, you choose what you're doing with your legs. Again, this is the same thing. You could be in a bridge. You can go up and down with bridges. You can stay up in a bridge. You could have your feet on the floor or in the air to get your best pelvic tilt. Arms up, palms face in. In 3, 2, go. 10, go out slow. 9, make sure if you're in the air with your hips. 3, that you're not collapsing your back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 1 more. And bring your arms in and take it down. All right, so now, those of you who thought that I forgot the left arm, come back to your knees. Left arm holds the weight this time. Left toes stay tucked, right foot is behind you, same thing as before. Lift, don't lift, be on your knees, or stand up and do this to the side. 3, 2, left arm raise. 10, 9, 8, you should feel this in your obliques as well. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. All right. Right foot forward if you're going to stay on one knee. Right foot forward for bent over rows, 2 of your heavy weights. So remember, your body is resting on your thighs, but it's not collapsed. All right, push the weight into your right heel in 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more. Good. On your backs, everybody. Everybody. On your back. Palms face in. Arms open for flies. Hips up or down, you choose in 3, 2, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down, arms down, come to your hands and knees. Left arm side raise, right leg behind you. 3, 2, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you got this, come on. 1 more. Ooh. All right. You choose what leg you want to use forward for your bent over rows, your final set. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. All right. Bend over. 2 heavy weights. The opposite toes are tucked under in 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, and 1. On your back with your heavy weights. Final set, guys. Woo! Doing great. Arms up. You choose your lower body. 3, 2, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, this is it. Last time for your kneeling side raise. Right leg is extended or on the floor. Left arm is doing the work. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last one. Whew. All right, now, clear your space of weights. You don't need them right now. Come onto your backs. Feet on the floor, hands behind your head. Tilt your pelvis. Hands are supporting your neck, not causing it to move forward and back. The neck doesn't move. All right, head and shoulders up, belly in. 3, 2, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right knee bends, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right leg straight up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left leg up. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep it high if you have back issues. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down for 10, 9. Tilt your pelvis. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left knee bends. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, left leg up straight. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Neck doesn't move. 4, 3, 2, right leg out straight. You could keep it on the floor even. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug your knees to your chest. Ooh. Spinal twist left. And spinal twist right. What do you think, guys? I think you could do one more set and be good, right? All right, so we're going to do it because you all said yes, I could see. All right, hands behind your head, just to carry the weight of your head, just to carry the weight of your head, not to bring your neck and chin and chest together, right? There's about room for a fist between your chin and your collarbone the entire time. Ready? 3, 2, both feet on the floor, tilt your pelvis. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, right knee bends. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right leg straight up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left leg comes off the floor. It can hover, it can go higher, it could be on the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 legs on the floor. Go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7. Small little crunches. 5, 4. You can do this. 3, 2. Left knee bends. 10. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Straighten the leg. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right leg out, wherever you have it. 2, Could be higher, could be lower, could be on the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 legs on the floor. Last time for 10, 9, I know I already said that, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. First I want to do a nice knee to chest stretch. And then we're going to stretch the front side of our body. Take your knees to the left one more time. Little spinal twist. Really open up your right hand, palm faces up. Open up that shoulder twist. In fact, let's take that right arm up a little bit higher, maybe to a diagonal on your mat. And then come on back to center, hug the knees in. Shift your hips left, let your knees fall to the right. Left arm to a diagonal of your mat. Getting a spinal twist, but also getting into the shoulder chest. Okay, come on back to center, hug your knees in. Rock and roll a couple times until you come up to your hands and knees. And then come onto your belly, everybody. I guess I took the shortcut. Starting with a low cobra, feet are wide, hands by your chest, elbows squeeze in by your side. Push your pubic bone down and lift your chest up. Just your chest. Squeeze the elbows in, head in line with your spine. So you're not cranking your neck up and looking up to the sky or not looking down, you're looking forward. Good. Exhale, come down. Walk your hands back a little further. Lift a little bit more. Stretch the front of your chest, shoulders, front of your abs, I should say. Good. Come on down. Walk your hands back. Those of you who'd like to go into an upward dog, you lift your whole body except your toes off the floor, and we stretch all the way through the hip flexors and the front of the body. 3, 2, knees down, hips down to your heels, child's pose. Reach your arms all the way out in front of you. Push your hips as far back as you can. Walk to your right side, left hand on top or longer than right. Just push your hips to your heels. You look where you want to look. And take it to the other side. And then once again, come back to center, child's pose. Come to hands and knees. Arch your back, tuck your toes, dip your belly. Cat and cow, round your back, pull your belly in, head hangs down. Inhale, arch your back, tuck your toes, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl. One more time, inhale. This time as you exhale, come back to downward facing dog, chest towards your thighs. Walk your feet closer to your hands, right hand, left ankle. Remember this, we did it in our warm-up. And switch. And back to center. Walk your hands back to your feet. Take your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles up and away from your body, head down. Chin to chest, roll slowly, slowly, slowly to come up to standing. Take your time. When you get there, do a little mild back bend, see what works for you. And then inhale your arms up, overhead. Grab opposite elbows, pull your arms back and lean to one side. And lean to the other side. Come back to center. And release your arms. Take a big breath in, everybody, all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together, give yourselves a big hand. Good job at home. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaccinated.